Hey guys, it is a brand new week, which means loads of brand new deals and new releases coming to our Xbox Ones. So this week sees the start of Shocktober, which is some deals on some super scary games, which is perfect for Halloween. Now these deals run through right until the 31st of October, and the cool thing is that you do not need Xbox Live Gold to be involved, so let's take a look at what's on offer. Right now you can get the definitive edition of Resident Evil 7 for a whopping 50% off. This is a big deal because I never use the word whopping. It features the base game, which by itself is a pure horror experience that's easily one of the scariest, goriest games on Xbox. Adding to that already lengthy game is all of the DLC to date. These are great additions. In Nightmare, for instance, you're trapped in a basement full of unknown horrors. Then there's Bedroom, in which you have to escape being tied to a bed before Mother comes. Elsewhere, you get to play a high-stakes card game and attend evil house owner Jack's 55th birthday. The only way to get this scared at this price point is to take the same amount of money and just, like, rip it up. Yeah, don't do that. Hit back at Halloween in Killing Floor, the game that tools you up with the scores of vicious weaponry to churn through horrible zombie scumbags. Europe's overrun with them! You'll join forces with other players and fight undead AI hordes across forests, streets and gothic tombs. You earn cash per kill and spend the money between rounds to buy weapon upgrades before taking on a terrible boss. Now, what I love about this game is the gore system. When you kill something, you'll send entrails, limbs and fleshy chunks flying. The blood's persistent too, so the more you kill, the messier the stage gets. Lovely stuff. Next up, sci-fi horror. Sci-fi horror is like regular horror but in space. Who doesn't love a good bit of space? Well, I'll tell you, your character Morgan Yu. In 2032, they wake up on Talos 1, a space station orbiting the moon. The view is spectacular, but for the aliens overrunning the ship. You can't just go and hide in the nearest space cupboard though, because you need to eradicate the aliens before they get to Earth. To do that, you have to alter your genetics and unlock a range of DNA bending abilities. Soon, you're hacking enemy minds, flinging around objects with telepathy, regenerating tissue, setting things on fire, and even mimicking everyday items, like cups. The thing is, enemies can do the same. So if you see a cup or a bin, or indeed a banana peel, it might actually be an alien. Want to scream in fear at a mug? This is the deal for you. The price of Dead Rising 4 has been slashed like the hundreds of zombies you churn through as Frank West. You can pick up and craft with anything not bolted down, and use it as a weapon against a frankly ridiculous number of zombies. Honestly, there are more zombies than you can shake a severed arm at. You can make flaming helmets, laser swords, candy cane crossbows, ride around on motorbikes with chainsaws attached to the sides, and stomp fools in your very own exosuit. Or if you want to humiliate the zombies, you can just throw footballs at them. The costumes are awesome too. You can ransack the nearby mall and dress up as sports stars, soldiers, and even Street Fighter's Vega. Better still, get it now and you'll benefit from a huge free game update arriving later in the year. If you haven't heard of Crypt of the Necrodancer, it's basically a dungeon crawler powered by dance, or if you prefer, a rhythmic roguelike. As the music plays, you have to time each move to the beat. Enemies are doing the same, which means you have to work out their patterns and step in time to lay the smack down. You can choose the music too. There are 6 soundtracks in all, and their varying tempos change how you approach each level. It truly is murder on the dance floor. Layers of Fear is a psychedelic horror game in which you must explore the manic mind of an insane painter and discover the roots of his madness. Here's a guy who likes paint by numbers, as long as those numbers are 666. The Victorian mansion it's set in is constantly changing, and soon you don't know what's real and what's not. The DLC, Layers of Fear Inheritance, expands the base game's plot. This time, it's the painter's daughter who's the story centre. She comes back to her childhood home to face her past and mend the relationship with her struggling father. This is a game both touching and nasty. Like me! £4 for Outlast and a further £1.80 for its Whistleblower DLC. That's less than half the cost of a skiing holiday and a lot less physically dangerous. Quite simply, Outlast is one of the most effective horror games in recent memory. You play as an intrepid journalist investigating rumours of dodgy goings-on at a psychiatric facility called Mount Massive. Escaped maniacs, rampant cannibals and satanic rituals all feature. And all you've got to protect yourself? The night vision of your camcorder. Survive that and you've got the Whistleblower DLC. It's short and shocking, featuring one scene that's so violent, if I tried showing it, the government would have to shut YouTube down. And how would we watch funny cat videos then? Set in London, Zombie is a brilliantly British horror game. Where else can you encounter a zombie in a Beefeater uniform, run down the halls of Buckingham Palace throwing Molotov cocktails, and use a cricket bat to smash hordes of undead in a Brick Lane market? And a special mention for its permadeath system. When you die in Zombie, you die for good, and you spawn as a brand new survivor. If you want to reclaim all the gear that was on your previous character, you'll have to seek them out and kill them, as they'll now be a zombie. It's a great counterpoint to the gun-happy likes of Dead Rising 4 and Killing Floor 2, so give it a go. Or maybe you want something a little less scary, in which case there are some awesome new releases coming this week, so here are my top picks. There are two biggies this week, each one appealing to different interests. Ask yourself, do you want to fight Nazis or hippos? If it's Nazis, then this is Wolfenstein week. Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus is the sequel to the 2014 alternative history shooter, and the latest in a video game series that's been going since literally the 80s, when I was a pre-birth ghost just floating around waiting to be born. It's set in a timeline in which Nazis won World War II. They've taken over America with their blimps and their metal dogs and their disagreeable values. That's fairly annoying, so your job is to kick them out, with insane weaponry and a complete disregard for subtlety. Have you seen your character's chin? It's massive. You'll dual-wield experimental firearms, sneak through Nazi-filled fortresses, and you'll just know you'll be driving a massive mech at some point. You just know. That's out on October 27. Or October 27th. If you'd rather kill hippos than Nazis, then this week is all about Assassin's Creed Origins, which is also out on October 27th. As an AC fangirl though, I'm whacking Origins in my Xbox One this Friday. Origins is the perfect game if you've got Assassin's Creed fatigue. It's a huge revamp for the series, as big a change as when Black Flag shifted to the open seas. It fundamentally changes the combat by unlocking the camera and making each strike matter. It introduces the biggest open world ever. It goes back further in time than any Creed game before. It just feels new again. You're not tracking foes across rooftops, but sailing the ships across the Nile and riding your horses into battles against those dastardly hippos. If, like me, you love the series but were hoping for a change of scenery, this is most definitely it. And you get an eagle attack. How cool is that? And of course, it's going to look incredible on Xbox One X. It's probably the prettiest game I've currently played on the new system, so you don't want to miss this. We all saw the last two games coming a mile off, but no one saw this. Not even Tom Cruise himself, probably. I didn't even know about The Mummy Demastered until recently, but then I played it and now I'm here to spread the good news. The Mummy Demastered is great. It ties into the recent Mummy film and it tasks you with defending humanity from an ancient evil. You play an elite agent in a secret monster hunting organisation and explore tombs, forests and cursed London streets. A bit like a modern day rifle-wielding Van Helsing. It's 2D, non-linear retro action with a cool chiptune soundtrack. What makes the difference is its death mechanic. When you die, you spawn as another agent and have to confront a revived version of yourself, who's armed with all your past self's weapons and powers. You're basically your own worst enemy, but buy this game and you'll be your own best friend. Aww. I've got so much time for Just Dance. It's the game where you mirror motion captured dancers on the TV and bop along to top chart hits as Kinect captures your stunning moves. 2018's installment features Shape of You by Ed Sheeran, 24K Magic by Bruno Mars, Rockabye by Clean Bandit and Sean Paul, and loads more. There's something for everyone, apart from your death metal loving uncle, of course. It's such a great workout too. I'm always sweating by the first song. True story, it's gross. It's worth playing the game just to get in shape, even if you despise music and all it stands for. Someone who knows just how tough Just Dance can be is our very own Benny. He did a World's Hardest Achievement challenge on Just Dance 2016 and failed miserably. That's what you get for underestimating the lords of dance, Benny. We'll end with an interesting little gem of a game. It's called Air. It's an arty adventure in which you'll play as a shapeshifter who's able to turn into an eagle and soar between colourful floating islands. The idea is that you land on these islands and solve mystic puzzles, but hey, if you want to soar around as an eagle forever, you can totally do that. It's as if the hero of Assassin's Creed Origins and his pet eagle merged into one body. Maybe using that machine from The Fly. only, you know, less horrifying. I've got to give a special mention to the visuals. They're utterly lovely. They've got this lo-fi, almost origami aesthetic going on, and the colours are very dreamlike, as if the game is shrouded in myth. Just great stuff. So there we have it, plenty of terrifying Shocktober deals and new games coming to our Xbox Ones this week. Do let me know in the comments box down below what you're going to be playing, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and press that like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye!